What's up, y'all? We're back, and yeah, I know it's been a couple days at least, but I did say there were gonna be some of these at times, But as long as I'm able to keep this going, that's the most that it's gonna be, and I'll see about challenge myself, see if we can't go on a streak of some kind, a daily upload streak. I'm not gonna say how long or to what extent or anything. I just am gonna make it known that I'm gonna shoot for that, but that aside, I'm going to get right to it, and I've also got a few things planned for today, so look out for that. But we just had some news break, as I'm sure some of y'all have seen by now. Kliff Kingbury decided to back out as the offensive coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders, which is really, really interesting news, and of course this is as a result of contract talks breaking down, which... wow, I mean, I gotta say, that's kind of wild, because I honestly thought that the Raiders were actually looking to do the things necessary to actually get the franchise going in the correct direction, and yet that doesn't seem to be the case. There really aren't an awful lot of details right now as far as what happened in terms of those contract talks, or where things broke down, but obviously it was an offer that the Raiders made, and Kingsbury was like, wait a minute, and was like, you know what, nah, I'm good, B, and just decided I'm out on that. But it's going to be real interesting now, because as far as I can tell, a lot of the OC jobs have filled up from what I'm hearing. I don't know all the details on that. I haven't really seen a whole lot where that's concerned, but for this decision to have been made all of a sudden, that tells me an awful lot, because the Bucs actually have their OC. It turns out that the Saints are actually going to hire Kingbury as their offensive coordinator, and of course I'm not really sure what the situation is as far as the Carolina Panthers are, as I believe it's Dane Canellis that was hired as their new head coach. No real actual decision was made where their OC is concerned as far as I know, but I'm kind of thinking they may be close. If not, they may already have their guy, but that's just really, really interesting for that to happen as suddenly as this, and I thought it was a really good move for them to go after Kingsbury, because he was, of course, on the sidelines with Lincoln Riley over at SC, working with Caleb Williams, and I mean, I thought they looked good. Were they world beaters at SC? No. But they were definitely prolific enough. I mean, obviously Williams is still going to be at least projected to still be the #1 overall pick as of right now. Don't imagine too much is changing. I'm actually having just watched some of the Senior Bowl. Do want to mention, by the way, Bo Nix, the touchdown throw that he had in this game, was a really, really nice one, and it's one that I gotta acknowledge. It's the reason why I liked him in the first place, but that's all aside from the point. We'll talk about that in another video, but I think about that, and it was just looking at that, and like I said, there wasn't anything that was overwhelmingly great as far as what the USC offense did, especially when you look at what Washington and Oregon and even Michigan, for that matter. I mean, albeit that was a run-heavy offense, if we're being honest, and like I said, because of that, that's largely a criticism I've had of J.J. McCarthy, but obviously that not being entirely his fault all the same, I'm not going to change my position on that any bit, but It's going to be interesting to see where Kingsbury goes now. Does he go back to SC? Does he actually wind up landing in a different situation? I mean, that's just wild to have that happen just as suddenly as this. But all the same, yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see where he winds up from here. I just had to get on real quick to get that off because, yeah, just real wild. I mean, even as a Broncos fan, it was real interesting to see. It really seemed as though the Raiders were going the right direction, having finally hired Antonio Pierce, who I believe is the right guy for that job. As begrudgingly as it may be for me as a Broncos fan, I thought that was a move, and I thought Kingsbury would have been a really interesting addition to that staff, but doesn't look like that's happening now. Let's see where he goes. You know what it is. Let me know what y'all think. Like, share, subscribe, and look for me to be back later with at least a few different things today.